Francisco Totti is 48 years old. 48. The last time we saw him on a pitch in a full kit was at the end of the 2016-2017 season. That, though, may soon be changing. The Roma legend unexpectedly came out and said teams in Serie A are calling him about coming out of retirement. For his part, Totti only fed into the rumors, saying never say never. If we are being completely honest, sometimes it is okay to say never. This very much seems like one of those times. No disrespect to Totti. I absolutely adore him as a player. Going from trequartista to striker to false nine and being awesome all along the way is the stuff of legend. But come on, I remember that final season at Stadio Olimipico and it was not easy viewing. Even in Serie A, a league notorious for its slow, methodical style of play, Totti was oftentimes well off the pace. And that was 7 years ago. It's not like he's gotten faster with age. It's not like he's more physically able to withstand the rigors of top flight football with age. All of this begs the question, what the hell is going on here? Why is Totti bringing this up now? Honestly, it reeks of some Paddy Power or some other bookmaker doing some stupid bait and switch promotion, as they are wont to do. This is their MO. Footballers are always happy to cash these checks for stirring the pot, by the way. 20-second timeout. I, in my script, actually spelled checks using the British variant QU, and that really bums me out. Similarly, seeing a 48-year-old Francesco Totti jogging around Stadio Pierluigi Pinzo waiting for an attacking free kick or penalty would be just as disheartening. As much as I hope Totti's talk of returning to soccer is nothing more than a promotional stunt, I do harbor a belief he just may be serious. Let's be real here. Francisco Totti did not want to retire. Roma basically said, you can't play here anymore, and Il Capitano could not bring himself to suit up for any other club globally. Totti, for his part, did have options should he wanted to continue his playing career. MLS, the A-League, China, there were places he could have played should he wish to carry on. His connection to Roma, though, was so deep it prevented him from pursuing these options. He opted to ride off into the sunset, a little bitter with the way his playing career ended. Now, that resentment, along with a few Serie A clubs desperate to increase home attendance and boost shirt sales, are fueling this talk of unretirement. It seems like a terrible idea, albeit one with some compelling positives that I do need to address. Totti playing in Italy would garner massive attention for Serie A, a league that is really in desperate need of some excitement. Look, I love Serie A. I love the style of play. I love the stadiums. I love just the entire package that is Italian football. But it is very much an acquired taste, and it is something not a lot of football fans these days are willing to try. Totti immediately brings eyes to the product. He was and remains one of the most popular players out there. There would also be a huge amount of curiosity as to just how he would perform once on the pitch. This, though, seems like a scenario where folks would focus on the exceptions and not the rule. Yes, Miura Kazuyoshi is chugging along at the age of 57, but let's be very real here. King Kazoo is a novelty act more than anything else. Great story, but you aren't signing him for his on-field contribution. In Italy, Gianluigi Buffon continued to play until the age of 45, but goalkeepers do tend to have longer careers, and the position isn't as rigorous as playing in the outfield. Former Blackburn Rovers legend Roque Santa Cruz is going strong at the age of 43 in his native Paraguay for Club Libertad, and recently became the oldest goal scorer in Copa Sudamericana history. That being said, no one is confusing the Paraguayan Premier Division with Italy's Serie A. The standard between the two leagues is vastly different here. More importantly, though, none of those players retired, went away for 7 years, and then came back to play soccer like Totti is musing about doing. The comparison I keep coming back to, and it's one that's going to piss off all of the non-Americans watching, but I think it's a very apt comparison, is Steve DeBerg. The quarterback retired after the 1993 season, spent some time with the New York Giants as quarterback coach before eventually being talked out of retirement by Dan Reeves in 1998 at the age of 44. He would actually be pressed into action a few times that season, and the results were not great. He would be benched in his only start, and every time DeBerg took the field, well, he very much looked like a 44-year-old who had not played professional football in several years. Still a remarkable story, especially considering his team, the Atlanta Falcons, would go on to reach the Super Bowl that season. However, you can make a very strong case that both player and team would have been better served for DeBerg to stay retired. This is why I feel Francesco Totti coming out of retirement to play in Serie A at 48 years old is just a not very good idea. Towards the end of his long and storied career at Roma, he was nothing more than a passenger on the pitch. He was not playing because of contributions he was making. He was playing because of his name and what he had done for the club before that moment in time. Some may try to claim otherwise, but it's ignoring the truth of the matter here. Like, Totti was out there because he was Francesco Totti, the legend of Rome. Now, 7 years later, you cannot sit here with a straight face and tell me Totti deserves to be anywhere near a Serie A pitch without a media credential or a ticket in hand. Look, if he wanted to go down to Serie C and earn it, I would have no issues with that. He says he can still play. He says he can still perform at the highest levels of football. Okay, prove it. Go sign with Pescara or ink a short-term deal with Messina, the other Giallorossi. I get Totti is a huge star, but what have you done for me? Not even lately. What have you done for me in the mid-term? You need to show, like every other footballer out there, that you actually belong on a pitch. You deserve your roster spot. Totti randomly showing up on a Serie A team sheet at the age of 48 is very much like The Rock waltzing his way, or at least trying to waltz his way into the WrestleMania main event. Some out there may like it, some fans may yearn for that nostalgia. You can also not deny that it is wildly unfair and flies in the face of the meritocracy that sports is supposed to represent. Worst of all, Totti's success will not be based on on-pitch contributions. It will be based on ticket sales and shirt sales. And if those go up, well, you can be guaranteed that just about every other club in Europe will be looking to sign old stars on nostalgia deals to boost their own revenues. As Stadio Olimipico likes to say, no Totti, no party. The reality is, though, all parties need to end sometime. For Roma, for Serie A, for soccer in general around the world, this is a party that best remains closed. Anytime you have a sports star, an athlete trying to recapture old glories, it usually ends very poorly. See Michael Jordan unretiring to play for the Wizards, or Cristiano Ronaldo's ill-fated second spell with Manchester United. You never recapture what was. You only create something lesser and tarnish good memories of better days. Here's hoping Francesco Totti comes out and says this was all some stupid campaign for Bet365 or whatever, because that is far better than the alternative of him suiting up in Italy's top flight at the age of 48. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to hear the tale of Laurent Robert, soccer's last existentialist, video upper right hand corner of your screen, and to learn more about Granada, soccer's forgotten yo-yo club, video lower left hand side. Until next time, I am Cheyenne Hollis, this is Dutchback, and as always, hashtag take it up the 25.